Behold a Pale Horse. Some of you might remember this book written by a gentleman named Bill Cooper. And it is from the early 1990s. And the speech that you are about to hear from Bill Cooper, who is now passed, is from the early 1990s. Yet it has everything, and I mean everything, to do with what we are seeing in the news today and what the government is telling us today as far as UFOs and orbs coming from the sea.
Was while on this submarine as the port lookout on the transit between the Portland-Seattle area. We had been up there for the Rose Festival as a showboat, really. People came down and toured through the sub. And we met a lot of girls and had some really neat dates, and then we left. And about 1/3 of the way back from the Portland-Seattle area to Pearl Harbor, I was the port lookout. We were on the surface doing about 10 knots when off the port bow I saw, and I was the only one that saw it, a huge flying disc the size of an aircraft carrier come up out of the water, tumble on its axis, and disappear into the clouds. Well, needless to say, I was stunned, literally speechless. I started to say something but couldn't talk. Nobody else had seen it, and I knew that they weren't about to believe what I had seen if I told them. And it scared me a little bit too, because I had never believed in these things, even though I had heard stories about them all my life. And I didn't see your little run-of-the-mill 30-foot flying saucer. I saw something as big as an aircraft carrier. But I had a duty to report this, because it could have meant a danger to the vessel. My duty was to the vessel and to the crew. But I wasn't about to tell the officer of the deck that I'd seen a flying saucer. So I told him, his name was Ensign Ball, I told him that I had seen something off the port bow at a relative bearing of approximately 15 degrees. Would he help me find it because I've lost it? And you work that way on the bridge of a ship. You work as a team. Everybody helps everybody else out. Since the lookout can't leave his station, officers very often bring them coffee. Well, he looked over there, and the starboard lookout had also heard what I said, and he looked over there too. And I was turning around to look back again, bringing my binoculars up, when the same craft, or another one exactly like it, I don't know which to this day, came back down out of the clouds, tumbled again on its axis. And the most incredible thing happened. There was no splash. It was as if the ocean opened up ahead of it, and then it went into the hole which closed behind it. Now, this sounds incredible. And to tell you quite truthfully, it is incredible. And if somebody had told me that and I hadn't seen it, I wouldn't believe it. And I would blame any one of you for not believing it. But I hope before this day is over, you're going to at least consider the possibility that these things exist, because I'm going to show you some real film, pictures, and documents, government documentation, and we're going to talk about a lot of other things that are going on. It's extremely important that people get out of the stuck in the mud, narrow view frame of mind. I can tell you that over the last 17 to 18 years that I've been doing research, I have discovered that our normal, everyday concept of reality is an illusion. It is a manipulation in most instances of the power structure that really runs this country and the world to keep us ignorant so that we won't know what the truth is. I can tell you that when George Bush says out of the Middle East crisis will come a new world order, he is not joking. And the new world order is not what you think it is. Friendly nations working together. It's going to be a one-world, totalitarian, socialist government.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 11. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, So we know about this strong delusion in the last days, and it has to do with this idea that aliens are coming from outer space. And of course, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that outer space doesn't exist. That NASA is just one big disinformation camp. I've talked many times on my channel about biblical cosmology and how the Bible lays out the plan that we are on a stationary earth that is flat, and that we have this thing called the firmament that covers earth as a tent for us to dwell in. And it's very important to understand this in the last days because of this delusion, this lie that is being brought upon all the world. Because if there is no outer space, and there is no aliens from outer space, there's only what the Bible and the Book of Enoch calls fallen angels and other entities like demons and basically whatever they can cook up in a laboratory. They might be able to make something that looks like a small gray alien or a hybrid that looks like a tall white, whatever they call them. But yeah, it's just a deception for what the Bible calls the angels or the sons of God, and the Book of Enoch calls the angels or the watchers. They are giving man and have given man much knowledge and technology. And this goes back to the garden. That this special knowledge will make you wise and you'll be as gods.